I have a couple of concepts I'd like to talk to you about today. And here's one of them. How many of you remember a show from the 70s called Chico and the Man? I hear some heads going up and down. Some people are going, yeah, I remember that show. Well, that was a very popular show back then. And Jack Albertson played the man. And he was a lot like me. He was an old grump. And things would happen in the garage and he'd say, why isn't the trash dumped? And Chico would say, it's not my job, man. Now, it's so politically incorrect to have this kind of thing happen now. But back then, for about 4 years, it was very, very funny. It's not my job, man. That's the catchphrase from the whole series. Why isn't this done? It's not my job, man. It's not my job, man. But guess what? I know every one of you that have jobs. You're working somewhere. They had a list of things for you to do, what they expected from you on your job. As a nurse, I can tell you that when I would go in a hospital, if you would stack up the policies and procedures manual, they'd be at least this wide, if not further. They covered everything. I think one of the things I got thinking about was when I was in nursing school and the 27 steps we had to learn to do a wet to dry dressing change. Everything procedure-wise that they expected to be done was in those manuals, the policies and procedures manuals. And the joint accreditation people would make sure that they followed those procedures. Which kind of makes you wonder, if some of us weren't doing our job, what would happen? I mean, we could skate through, there's ways on any job you can skate through. I'm sure you all know people where you work that are, they're going around the edges, they're skating through. But is that fair? I wonder. The second thing I want to talk to you about is, I want you to think back, not to 1974, Chico and the Man. I want you to think back to about 1.5 years ago when you could go to a movie. And the tickets were only like $100 and the concessions were only like $400. How would you feel when you went to the concession stand and you ordered a 30-ounce Coke and they gave you 20 ounces? And you ordered a big tub of popcorn and they only gave you 2/3 of it. Or you went to watch the movie that you paid the big bucks for, that you got dressed up for, that you got cleaned up for, and 2/3 of the way through, they said, that's it. How do you feel? Wouldn't you feel cheated? I know I would. Which got me thinking. Always a dangerous subject. We have a job as Toastmasters, and part of our job as Toastmasters is to give speeches. So from July 14th, when our year started, to today, there were 32 slots for speeches. Now, I'm going to give you a vaccine, and I hope you don't get too upset when you get it. But we had guests and new members take 6 of those. That left 26. Then we had 3 DTMs and Andrew. I guess DTM means don't talk much. And Andrew did a total of 5 speeches. Oh, my bad math. Sorry. 21. How many do you think I gave? The number would be 10. That leaves 11. 11 and 32. We got gypped. I paid my dues to be in this club to get supported and to hear people speak. And I got gypped because I only got 30. I got 66% of what I paid for. Don't you feel robbed? We're here to support each other. Yeah, we're not speaking. We're not a book club. We're not a movie review club. We're a speaking club. almost a speaking club. When you signed the membership application, you said you'd be here to support people. I can't support you if you don't speak. If you don't get up there, I can't give you feedback. Funny thing happened in January when I was in charge of the meeting. I made you all state goals, and almost every single one of you had a Toastmasters goal. How's that going? At the rate it's going, there's even one member that hasn't spoke in that entire period going back to July. If you want to reach your goals, you got to speak. And as long as I'm in this club, I'm going to harass you until you do. And that's why your name was on that agenda. And I'm going to start filling out the agendas in advance. And the trick is, if you don't like it, you're going to have to trade somebody. You're going to have to trade parts. And I'm going to be real upset with you if you say, I can't speak and I want to be a timer, or I can't speak and I want to be a general evaluator. You can all speak. But we've got to get on the ball, friends. That's what we are as a speaking club. And you've got to make up your mind whether you want to be part of a speaking club or part of a movie watching club. And guess what? If you don't get your name on the agenda, it's going to be the Bert Show. Be afraid, be very afraid. Full of Toastmasters.